This is Freddie from TPI Pokemon.
And this is Summer.
And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a box opening of the League Battle deck, Zacian V. We've been really looking forward to this video because in the last couple of weeks we've been practicing intensely with the ADP deck. And ADP is by and large well recognised as being the #1 deck in the format. So Summer, take it away, open it up and tell us what you need to know about this League Battle deck and what improvements we could change and put into place in order to make sure that we win every single battle with these cards.
Okay, so first we're just going to go through all of the cards and one by one and just explain them once I've actually opened it. And I'll explain what the strategies are, and then we'll just tell you what some strategies are with the deck, go through each card, maybe say some improvements we could make, and yeah, that's it basically, once I actually open it.
Of course, half the fun is trying to open it as well.
Yeah, it's a very hard card to rip. Okay, so finally. Okay, so this also comes with a rule book. That's just if you wanted to go over the rules, and it's got a little leaflet just showing some of the how to upgrade it if you would like to upgrade your Zacian V deck, and just some saying about the attacks of the ADP and the Zacian just to get you started. And we've also got, let me open this first. We've also got some cool dice. I like these dice.
I like them. Nice colours.
Yeah. And we have just a GX counter and a burn and poison counter.
Because GX is really important on this one.
Yes. So we'll just, they also comes with a code so you can play it on PTCGO. Just put that there. And first I'll go through the GX, the main GXs. So this is the ADP, the Arceus Dialga Palkia, and this is a very important card in the deck because this is kind of what gets you started when you play a game. So the first attack is Ultimate Ray. Search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. And it does 150. But the main thing about this card is the GX attack. It is Altered Creation. It's 1 Metal Energy plus. For the rest of this game, your Pokemon's attack do 13 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And if you have an extra Water Energy attached to this Pokemon, then you take 1 extra prize for every knockout. So that is the GX attack that you use pretty much every game. It's just so that you can use the Altered Creation and you can then power up after you've done an Ultimate Ray, power up your Zacians and just keep knocking your opponent's Pokemon out with the Zacian and the Ultimate Ray and just plow through all of their Pokemon. So now I'm going to take you through the Zacian, which is a pretty simple card. So it does Intrepid Sword, and that is once during your turn, if you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck and attach any number of Metal Energy cards you find there to this Pokemon and put the other cards into your hand. So draw the other cards. And it does Brave Blade for 3 Metal Energies. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack, so that does 230, which is a big amount of damage for one Pokemon to do. And plus, if you do Altered Creation, it adds 30 more damage, so it goes up to 260, which can knock out most GXs and Vs. Maybe not the V Max, but it can suddenly get a 2-hit knockout. And there is 2 Zacians in this deck, and I'm just going to put them here with the ADP, and just put this bit of plastic over here. Okay, so Now I'm going to take you through the actual deck and the cards in here. So first we have some of the trainers. So we have a Mallow and Lana. If you have a Zacian active and it's just taken a load of damage and you want to switch into another Zacian, because obviously you can't use the Brave Blade twice with the same Zacian unless you switch it back. So you just use a Mallow and Lana, switch it for another Zacian, discard 2 extra cards and heal that Zacian that got knocked out and just attack with the new Zacian. So that is pretty good. It plays only 1 Mallow and Lana, but really, because this deck is taking so many prizes in one turn, you don't really need to use more than 1 Mallow and Lana, because you're just going to be like Altered Creation, then use Ultimate Ray, knock out one of their Dedenes or their Crobats, and then just charge up position and just knock out something else, and you're just basically win in 3 turns. So it's pretty powerful. So you rarely use the Mallow and Lana. And next we have Guzman Hara. So the only stadiums that this really plays, you could add in like a Chaotic Swell, but it plays Viridian Forest to get some extra energies if you need it to. So that would be what the Guzman Hara would get. But if you choose to discard the 2 other cards, you can get a Big Charm. So that is what you'd be getting with the tool from Guzman Hara. And the special energy cards, this doesn't really play any special energy cards. It's mostly water and metal, but it does have, I think, it has an Aurora energy. That's just if you quickly need to get a water energy for your ADP's Altered Creation, then you get it with the Guzman Hara. So that's how it could be good. So that's the Guzman Hara. And next we have a Quick Ball, which is pretty much every deck plays Quick Ball. So that's just to get your Zacians, Dedenes, if you play Dedene or Crobat, if you add Crobats in, Zacians and ADPs to get that first attack. But you have to remember that it's only basic Pokemon, so you can't get evolution Pokemon, so you have to keep that in mind. And next we have Professor's Research, and this deck plays 4 Professor's Research. It's a pretty good card. Just discard your hand and draw 7 cards just to set up easily and get your deck going. And we next have Metal Saucer, and it's attach a metal energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench metal Pokemon, and it plays 4 Metal Saucer, so that is good. And but we have to keep in mind also that it's only attaching to metal Pokemon and it's only a metal energy, so you can't get water energy for your ADP, and you can't even attach a metal energy to your ADP from a Metal Saucer. And then we have a Jirachi. So some lists they don't play Jirachi, but this list it plays 4 Jirachi. This is just to get like set up, get started, pretty much just find those little items that you need, like Quick Ball to get Pokemon, and maybe late game if you need like a Metal Saucer just to quickly attack with a Zacian to win the game maybe. And next we have Marnie. So this is just like maybe a disruption for your opponent, or even just to draw early game. So if it's your not first turn, but the second turn in the game, you can just Marnie, and then you just disrupt your opponent's setup completely, and they just go down to 4 cards, and it's pretty hard to set up from 4 cards, and it plays 4 Marnie. Yeah, okay. So next we have a Boss's Order, and Boss's Order is quite an important card in this deck. It plays 2. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So because you have you take an extra prize because of the ADP's GX attack. So you can just Boss's Order up a Dedenne, and that's an easy 3 prizes. because it's just you knock out the Dene and then you knock out Crobat or even just a small V Pokemon and you get all 6 prizes in like 2 turns. But you'd need to use the GX attack first, so it's probably 3 times you'd win a game. Right, next we have a Galarian Zigzagoon, and it only plays 1. So this is just because some GXs and Vs and VMAX, they have high HP, and because Zacian only does 260 once you've done the GX attack, then it sometimes a lot of GXs, tag team GXs have 270 HP, so this is just to get that last damage, that last ADP, and to knock it out. And you can pick it up with Scoop Up Net, so it doesn't clog your bench because this deck plays 3 Scoop Up Net, so the Galarian Zigzagoon won't get clogged up on your bench. And next we have switches. So it's switch out to Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. It plays 4, and it's just because the Zacian has it can only attack once and it can't attack next turn unless you switch it. So switch is to erase the effect and just attack again with the Zacian. So next up we have an energy switch. So energy switch, we play 3 in this deck, and this is to if you have maybe a Zacian and it gets damaged, then you can just move it onto another Zacian and attack with a fresh Zacian that has not got any damage on it. And next up we have an Oranguru. So this plays 2, and its ability is Primate Wisdom. Once during your turn, you may attach cards from your hand you may put a card from your hand onto the top of your deck. So this is good if you're using Zacian's ability, which is Intrepid Sword, and you can just put an energy from your hand onto the top of your deck, and then Intrepid Sword, you just look at the top 3 cards and attach that energy straight away to the Zacian.
It also lets you draw the card, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it lets you switch the cards, so you can, if you were trying to get dig for 1 card, and you can just try and get it with that.
If you're also expecting to be Marnied or potentially Marnied, you can actually put a card that you that you really want to have next turn from that Marnie at the top of your deck. So it could be like Professor's Research or an energy card, yeah.
Okay, so next we have Energy Spinner. It only plays 1. So this is just to get the water energy for the ADP, because it's quite hard to draw into the water since this deck plays so little water, because the ADP is the only thing that needs water. So it's just to secure the water energy straight away.
If you want to thin your deck, don't want to draw into the other energies that you have, you can actually put more metal energy cards into your hand and then discard it using one of the supporters, for example Professor's Research. But if you substitute some of these cards for Dedenne, you can actually then get rid of your energy cards that way.
Yes, and next, I mentioned this earlier, but we have a Viridian Forest. This is also a way to secure that water energy. It only plays 1. And you can get it straight away with the Guzma and Hala, not on your first turn, because obviously you can't play a supporter on your first turn, but it can just secure that energy again like the Energy Spinner can. And next we have an Ordinary Rod. Now, not every list plays this card. Some people have switched the list around to make it more consistent. Sometimes people play Crushing Hammer, so you can get those energies back into your deck so you don't run out of energies and you can't attack. So yeah, that's how it's helpful. So next
so many good cards as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards. Okay, so this, we have a Great Catcher. It's a lot like the Boss's Orders, but you can only play this card if you discard 2 other cards from your hand. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX with their active Pokemon. So you can't do any Pokemon which aren't GX or EX if you're playing it expanded. But so it's not as good as Boss's Order, but it is another way to get the Dennis and just get easy prizes with your Zacians and your ADPs. Just quick prizes and quickly win the game. I'm gonna put that. So this is the Mewtwo. So some people have switched the Mewtwo for Eldergloss.
The Eldergloss is immediate, so it happens straight away.
Yeah, this one is immediate as well, but no, the Eldergloss puts it into your hand, not onto the top of your deck.
Yeah.
But if you were thinking, you can combine this with the Oranguru, and you put it onto the top of your deck, and then you use Oranguru's Primate Wisdom, and then you switch it with one of the cards in your hand, and you just get it straight away.
Thank you.
There you go. But it can clog up your bench, unless you play the scoop up net, which will pick it back up. But not all lists play scoop up net.
Plus, you may not have space on your bench as well.
Yes.
That's a real issue.
Right, so this is a Galarian Berserker. And its ability is Steely Spirit. Your metal Pokemon is attacked, do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So this is just to boost the damage. Just get higher damage outputs. That's basically what it's used for. But it's very rarely used in lists. And we also have the Galarian Meowth just to evolve into the Galarian Berserker. And its ability is actually you must discard 2 cards from your hand in order to use this ability. But once you're in your turn, you may search your deck for a Galarian Berserker, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So you're just securing the Berserker to get the extra damage. That's basically what that is. So I mentioned this earlier. It was a big charm. So this is to get the HP of. Mostly we'd use it for Zacians, because Zacian actually only has 220 HP. So you'd like it to have a boost of HP, so it goes up to 250 HP. So yeah. So we have a Tag Call. So the Tag Call can get the ADP, it can get the Guzmahala, it can get the Malolana, and is that all that it can get? Yeah. So it search your deck for up to 2 Tag Clean cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So it's just securing the ADPs and the Guzmahalas and the Malolanas when you need them.
But if you start playing Dedenes, you can then substitute that for a Cherish Ball.
Yes. Most lists have done that. There's another Oranguru. So just securing if you because you use Primate Wisdom most games, so it's just making sure that maybe they're not priced. I'm going to go through the energy count now. So 2 water energy for the ADP to use its attacks, and we only play 2 because, as we said, we play a lot of cards that can secure this energy, like Guzmahala. You can get the Viridian Forest to get the energy, like Energy Spinner to get the energy. Ordinary Rod can secure them if you want them back into your deck. So you don't really need more than 2 in a game. And especially because the ADP's attack is not 2 waters, it's water, metal, colorless. And for the GX you only need 1 water. So the second water is just there to make sure that it's not priced, because you'd be in big trouble if it was priced. Yeah, so we want to make sure that we have enough energy to power up maybe at least 1 Zacian, and there's one there. Okay, now we have 8, and we have 8, and so now we have 8, so we don't have a problem with getting all of them priced. So
ADP, this seems to be stable at around about 9.
Yeah. I don't think you'd go above that, because it would just clog your hand and your deck.
And this deck does have Ordinary Rod, but I think what you can do is play smart, and you can actually think about where you're attaching the energies in the first place, and doing that will allow you to trim the energies just a little bit.
One more. So we have an Aurora energy, we talked about this earlier. It's basically like you can attach this card to one of your Pokemon only if you discard another card from your hand. As long as this card is attached to your Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, but provides only one energy at a time. So it's like a rainbow energy, but you have to discard another card from your hand to use it. It's just if you had both water energy prized, you could use this as a water energy. But we have to remember, I don't think you can get this with Viridian Forest, because Viridian Forest is basic, and also Energy Spinner is basic, so you'd have to dig deep for this, but you can get it with Guzmahala. So that's it. And that's the last card. I'll put that there.
Fantastic. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave it at that, but we also want to make sure that you have an idea as to where to take this deck and how to take it forward. So once you're quite confident with how everything operates, then what you can actually do is you can boost up the number of Zacians to 4. ADP needs to go up to 2. You can cut an Oranguru because bench space comes into play. You can actually dump the Galarian Zigzagoon. The Mewtwo you can substitute as soon as you get an Eldegoss, which is in Champion's Path as well, so they're quite common.
And these two
you can ditch because you can actually play Vitality Band or any other card that increases your damage. You can actually you can ditch all the Jirachis
for Dedenne and Crobat. It will make it more consistent.
Definitely. The Aurora energy is not so vital. I think the Aurora energy helps power up the Mewtwo as well, just in case you want to do a Cyber. But it's not as significant now. And I would just keep it for another deck, to be quite honest.
I would also just say that you can switch the Aurora energy for another water energy just to secure it if you're worried about that.
Or you could play another metal energy as well.
Yeah.
Like you could go up to 2 energy spinner. Some lists have that, and also you could also play second Viridian Forest. But if you want to just make some space for it, you can actually play Chaotic Swell instead. If you play another energy switch to bring it up to 4, you can pretty much shift your energies around.
And we take out
take out those 2.
Take out the Malolana Guzmahala.
Put boss's orders in because you want to try and get it to a point where you can actually win within 3 turns.
Yeah, because most of the time you're just playing too fast. You're drawing too many prizes to worry about healing your Pokemon and maybe Guzmahala getting the right setup, but you play so many cards. Once you've taken out these cards like Quick Ball, Cherish Ball, you just get to Dennis, Crobat, and you just draw into everything.
Yeah, it's not unusual to be drawing up to 30 cards in your first turn. If you're going first, you could play out all of your cards with Crobat and also Dedenne. If you're going second, you then get the additional bonus of playing supporter as well. So if you're going second, you can go sub 30. But if you're going first, you get around about 35 cards left in your deck. It's not unusual. But you do have to burn through significant resources, so you have to be very, very careful with that.
And if you play the Dedennes and Crobats, then you can. It's also better because the professor's research and the professor's research and the Marnies, you can't use them on your first turn. So without Dedennes or Crobats, or any way of just drawing items and just items and energies, you'd be a bit stuck on your first turn.
You can cut Marnies. I mean, like if you're not confident with cutting Marnies too much, you can go down to 2 at a push, but you can also go down to 1 because really what you're doing is you're trying to be as aggressive as possible with this deck. You want to be using the GX attack as fast as possible. As soon as you get that GX attack, then what happens is it's just a case of, alright, can I find 2 bosses order and I'll win. As soon as you get the GX attack, then you start attacking with Ultimate Ray, you can power up your Zacian, so you're not really too fast. As long as you get 2 Zacians powered, you should be fine. Oh, you can also play Mawile GX as well, to further disrupt your opponents.
But if you did want to just stick to this deck, then here's the deck list on the box, because it was a bit confusing the way we were doing it. So I'll move it down.
There we go. All right. Okay, so thank you very much. This is like I say, this is like a beginner's guide. It has been out for quite some time, but there's new players coming along all the time, and the whole point of this channel is for it to be educational as well. There's a lot of players that do know what this is about, and maybe we can do a more advanced version of this video. But if you want us to go a little more further, we can do that. So just put something in the comments, and we always love to hear people's feedback as well, and have some fun with this deck. Yeah, definitely get two of them.
Yeah.
Definitely get two of them if you're choosing to get them. And before we kind of like get into the whole paid promotion thing, if you want to just proxy these, you can also go on some popular websites and just print them out and try it out yourself as well. So we're not paid for this. And there you go.
Yep.
Have fun. Take care. Right.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
Go through the night.